What's up, everyone? It's Opex again. Today, another beautiful day, going up to Illinois, and there's something I want to talk about today. Today, I'd like to discuss something about what happens with your money. Because what you put money into, you support. So a lot of people, most Americans, put their money into the grocery store, buying things that they generally don't know what's in it. This works on a lot of things. Actually, it works on everything. Where you put the money in is what's going to continue. So let's start with like the food industry. Now, I'm not totally vegan, but I'm 100% towards the vegan lifestyle because of a million reasons. And I think you can understand that, you know, veganism's the way to be if you want healthiness, longevity, support, you know, anti-animal cruelty. But anyways, a lot of food has problems and some nasty things in it. Foods, beverages, and when you purchase a beer, you're supporting that beer to continue making more beer because that's what the consumer wants. What the consumer wants is what they will continue. So, if everyone stopped drinking beer today, clearly the beer companies need to figure out something else. The reason being is because beer's unhealthy, and people woke up and was like, holy shit, beer is killing people and not, you know, it's causing a lot of wrecks, it's destroying their health and destroying relationships, and everyone stopped. Well, those beer companies need to find another way to make money. Let's say you go into the cereal aisle and you got, you name it, Frosted Flakes. Well known to be genetically modified, and if you are familiar with genetic modification and you are unhappy with that, don't put your money toward it. It's that simple, because the more you put money to it, the more they'll make. And it'll never stop. You're just supporting the industry. So let's say you stopped, you know, buying Frosted Flakes because they're genetically modified, highly processed, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want to throw in there as why you don't like Corn Flakes or Frosted Flakes or whatever. Well, the reason being is because they're genetically modified, and people, they lose 2/3 of their consumers, people who are buying it, customers. They're going to stop making genetically modified cereals. They'll all of a sudden be stamped non-GMO, safe, healthy, blah, 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 and people will buy it again. So that's the power of the consumer. There are people that play video games. My brother being one of them. I play video games, but I don't ever spend $60 on a video game. I think that's ridiculous. I have a PS4. It's collecting dust. I don't even play it. The reason being is because they want to keep you paying to go on the internet. Every, you know, 2 weeks you need to buy a new $60 video game because the last one got boring. So they don't put out high quality games anymore because you're going to be spending that $60 on that title you wanted, or because of a commercial, and you'll spend $60 on that video game. You'll even buy all the DLC for it and everything. And a lot of people are getting pissed, but they're still buying video games. Why is that? My brother being one of them. He's someone who plays video games and still, like, I heard this video game's coming out. He buys it. He's disappointed. He gets 10, 12 hours out of it. And he spends $60 for 12 hours on a video game. Now, some people would be like, well, you know, if you went to an amusement park and paid, you know, $60 for 12 hours and you had a blast with it, you know, cool. But me personally, I'm not spending $60 on a digital video game that I may or may not like, or it's not going to have that much playing time on it. Fuck. I just went over something I shouldn't have, but I didn't have a choice. Anyways, getting back into it. Same goes with any industry. So if you want to stop playing video games and say, I'm sick of paying all this money for video games, and they lose a lot of their clientele on video games, well, they're gonna have to fucking figure it out and start making some high quality video games. Like, okay, I play Warcraft 3. It's an old school RTS, real-time strategy game, that was made in 2002. And I'm still playing that in 2016. You don't have to pay for it every month. It costs $20. You download it and you can play it for unlimited amount of hours. It's unlimited. And I still play that game. That game gets a lot of hours from me. But that's what I'm trying to get at. You don't have to keep paying money for it, and it's an awesome game. So they get a lot of people who like that kind of thing. Therefore, it's still one of the best games of all time. Everyone's heard of Warcraft 3. Come on, that's like the best game ever, in my opinion. And I don't pay for the PlayStation 4 stuff, and they miss out on my dollar. But there are people coming up as the youth, 16, 17, 18 years old, who buy video games every few weeks. When they have the money, if they have a little part-time job or whatever, they're spending their money on video games. Well, there's going to be a point in time where, and I think we already hit it, where these are the only people that are buying these video games because they're costly. They don't make sense to the consumer, spending $60 and getting bored the first couple days. And there's really not a long time benefit for it. And then the DLC is going to be whack, and you got to spend another $40 on it. So that's like $100 right there. Spend $100 on a video game, and when the DLC comes out, you'll play another couple more hours. And that it's lame. Of course, they try to come out with those games that are like World of Warcraft, where you can travel a lot. I think Destiny was one of them. I played Destiny. I love that game for like 3 weeks. And then, it fades. Is it worth that $60, $70? Maybe. Some of those games you might luck out and enjoy it for a decent amount of time. But like I said, there are games like Warcraft 3. I spent $20 back in 2013 because I got back into it again because I saw something. I got back into it again. And you don't have to pay month to month to keep playing the game. It's the game. Here you go. Play it online, play it with friends, have fun. And there's endless content. And 2013 I paid for it. It's still the only game I play. The only one. I don't play games on my phone. I don't play it on my PS4. I don't like those games. They don't do it for me. And I think it's ridiculous that people still spend money on it. But when you're spending money on something that the industry knows it's going to be whack, but you're still going to buy, why do they have to, perfect it? Why do they have to go deeper into it? After they put out the product, and if they put out a lame DLC that people already pre-ordered, whatever. They already got their money. What drives them to do any better on the video game? Now, like I said, this goes for everything. This goes for oil. If not too many people are buying the electric type cars and the hybrids, and everyone's putting all these gallons of diesel and gasoline and such in their vehicles, and they're making so much money off of it, why would they stop? Why would they go into like a free energy alternative, like electricity or solar powered or you name it? They made vehicles that can run on water. So, the technology is there to get off oil. But why is oil still a thing? Few reasons. Of course, we can talk about the oil companies and ruling the world, and that's their way of controlling a country. You control the world by controlling the resources. And if the world believes they need this resource, and you're the only source because of, the petrodollar and making sure troops support you and make sure that you never fall and you're invaluable. Well, if you keep putting your money towards that instead of renewable energy and such, that's what you're going to get. Keep going to that gas pump. Now, 6 years ago, I stopped driving vehicles. I stopped driving, lost my license, No ambition to get it again, because I didn't want to put my money towards oil, I didn't really enjoy the car system where the only people that can sell brand new vehicles were dealers. It is actually illegal to sell a vehicle if you're not a certified dealer. And I didn't like that system. That's not free market. There's a whole thing about it that discouraged me from ever driving. I'd rather take the bus. I'd rather ride my bike to work or wherever, go fishing. You know, I'd rather do that, and that became a lifestyle. It made me healthier, it made me meditate better, it made me stronger as an individual. Now, actually, almost a year I've had my license back, and I went and got my CDL because I wanted to be a truck driver. Of course, my mind shifted, but and for selfish reasons. Watched my 10 years to retirement video. It's something I'm very passionate about, and this was the stepping stone that I needed. Now, even though I don't agree with it, and just like, you know, I totally agree with being a vegan, but I just went to Taco Bell today. You know, I put my money to Taco Bell, so they'll keep giving me shit foods, you know? They'll still be out there. What you put your money to is what you are supporting. And I hope that drives home for you, because if there's something that bothers you, stop putting your money toward it. Just stop. I mean, I can go on all day about what you put your money to. If you're going to keep paying rent instead of buying your own house and stuff, that's what you're going to keep getting. You're never going to free yourself up to buy your own house, because it costs money for rent. It's going to cost you all this money for rent, and you're spending it at the person who's going to not lower your rent and is always going to need that occupied. But if everyone was like, you know what, I'm sick of paying rent and I'm sick of paying taxes, guess what? Even the government has to be like, oh shit, they ain't going to pay their taxes? If 2/3, and I'm throwing that number around, 2/3, that's not even a number, that's a fraction. If 2/3 of those people, of the people in the United States of America, decided, I'm not paying taxes anymore, what do you think's going to happen? Are they going to put 2/3 of the people in jail? No, wake the fuck up. We need to stand together. We need to march, do something to stop ourselves from being enslaved. On that tangent. And that works with everything. Like I said, even video games. There's a market out there for video games. There's a market out there to slaughter animals by the millions. Shit, the billions. Slaughter them. Cut off their beaks. Cut off their genitals. Cut off their tails. Throw the male chicks in the grinder. I mean, I can go on all day and it fucking disgusts me. But if you keep putting your money toward it, that's what's gonna continue. And like I said, I can go on all day about this. I'm not going to. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope that you make more educated, more coherent decisions on where you're putting your money. Thanks. That's all for now. Peace, love, longevity. It's Opex. I'm out.